What's happening, Cody?
What's up, Dave? How are you?
I'm good. It's been a
Good.
busy couple days, but cruising.
Nice.
We got Thanksgiving coming up, so we are going to do a special episode today. So don't skip out early. We have 9 nutrition tips for having a successful Thanksgiving and also holiday season. It's a little different this year because obviously there's not as many Christmas parties, but this is all stuff that you can use all year long for any gathering or any event that revolves around food, whether it be Easter, birthdays, Christmas, Thanksgiving. I don't know. There's tons of them, right? Like there's tons of holidays that revolve around food and gathering, or birthdays or celebrations, weddings, um, all kinds of stuff that revolve around food. Sundays, if you're Italian, right? So we got those tips coming up on the back half of this podcast. We're going to make the first half much shorter than usual, and then we will run into those, and we'll have them live for you, so you have a couple days to prepare. So first things first, we are closed on Thursday, which is Thanksgiving, November 26th. We are open on Friday, but only 8 and 9 a.m. So we're going to treat Friday like it's a weekend. And then Saturday, we will have 8 and 9 a.m. again. And Sunday, we'll have 8 and 9 a.m. again, just like because they're the weekend. And then Monday, full schedule again. Okay. We have a birthday this week, Cody, today.
That's right. Michelle's birthday is today. We haven't seen her in a little bit, but hopefully we'll see her soon. Happy birthday,
Hopefully
Michelle.
you're listening, Michelle. Let's see, what's next? We got, our member of the month.
Yep.
Who was it?
Steph Prost.
Yeah.
Nailed it. Stephanie is our member of the month. Congratulations, Stephanie. If you guys haven't seen, go check out all of her Q&A stuff that we posted.
Stephanie's been with us for a few years, and she's one of our nutrition coaches as well as one of our athletes at the gym. So it's a good read. She's got an interesting story, and she's kicked some ass for a couple of years now. It's been really fun to watch her kind of evolve as a human and adult, because we met her right after college. So it's been really cool to watch her plug along.
Yeah.
We have our November giving going on. There's 6 more days. If you donate to me, I'll do some burpees. If you donate to Cody, he'll do some handstand walking. And if you donate to either of us, you will be raising money for a good cause, Movember. So go find our pages. Our links are in our Instagram bios. And you can also just go to Movember.com and search my name or Cody's name or Croga CrossFit. You'll find us. Okay, let's get right into it. Nutrition tips for Thanksgiving, but also for other future holidays.
Yeah.
The first one is make breakfast and lunch high in protein, low in carbs and fat, and high in fiber. I don't know about you, Cody, but this is a tip I give a lot of my clients 365 days a year, especially if there's someone who likes to eat bigger or carb heavy or fat heavy dinners. And this is the way that I eat every single day. But it's especially important on holidays.
Yeah, I do the same thing for people that also want to like go out and indulge just on any night. And they know they're going to go out. This is what I will, or this is the advice that I will give them for their other meals of that day to make it fit and they can still enjoy whatever food they want.
Yeah, so we're talking egg whites, minimal yolks, like 0% yogurt, chicken and vegetable, or any kind of meat and vegetable for lunch, protein powder, uh, anything that you can think of that's higher in protein and lower in carb or fat, or hopefully both. We want you consuming large quantities of that for breakfast, snacks, and lunch to set yourself up with a lot of room and a lot of calories um, later in the day when you get all the food that might not be as good for you to eat all the time, but it'll definitely, it's obvious, it's more dense, it takes up more calories, and um, but you shouldn't have to skip it, right? That's an important piece of this. On holidays, birthdays, and things that revolve around food and interacting with other people, you should be allowed, or you should feel fine eating foods that go with, that are traditionally, part of those meals and those days. There should be no, we'll talk about it later, but no guilt involved in that, especially because you prepared. Cool.
Sure.
What's the next one?
The next one is limiting alcohol or pre-logging it. This is actually another thing that I'll let people know, that if they want like a drink, even like at the end of the week, you can always just give yourself a certain amount of drinks. A lot of people kind of know how much they drink on average, as long as they're not like going out and just going crazy for like a party or something. But a lot of times if you're just regularly drinking, you'll know kind of like how much you're going to want. So another thing, you can pre-log it in the morning, and then you can work your day around what you have left. So kind of like the same thing, like what we talked about in number one, kind of just setting yourself up for success and eating a certain way in the morning so that you can have what you want at night.
Yeah, and I think if you're not one of our nutrition clients, it's important to understand that if you start to use MyFitnessPal and you don't, and you just type in like Pinot Noir, the macronutrients and calories are 99% of the time incorrect, or Michelob Ultra, or whatever the heck your vodka, whatever you're drinking. So Working Against Gravity does have an alcohol calculator if you want to use it. It's free on the App Store. And the other thing is, like, rule of thumb is that every drink is approximately 25 to 30 grams of carbs, or 11 to 15 grams of fat. So, if you are like trying to reach some numbers, those are pretty good rules of thumbs. And when we say a drink, we mean like 1.5 ounces of hard alcohol, 4 ounces of wine, or 12 ounces of beer. And that's rule of thumb. If you're drinking 10% beer and not a 4.5 or 5% beer, then it's going to be twice as many calories. So keep that in mind and use the alcohol calculator if you really want to track that stuff. True value. Okay. The next one is understanding which foods are unique to the holidays. And this one is huge. I think you can have mashed potatoes any day of the week, and people make them all the time. But your grandma doesn't make her like super special green bean casserole for you to eat any day of the week, right? So think about Thanksgiving. Think about things that are nostalgic, I guess, or have good memories associated with them, or only get made on that day of the year, and enjoy them. And all the stuff that's not as good for you, meaning like it just that you can get any day of the week and that you eat regularly, just skip it, or just have a couple bites. Don't overdo it on stuff that's like regularly accessible, and overdo it on the other stuff, and then you're way too overboard. Is there anything specific to Thanksgiving, Cody, that you are looking forward to that you'd never get any other day?
Well, pie is something I always look forward to. And then I like green bean casserole. I'm gonna make it this year.
Ooh.
It's not as bad as I thought it was, so that's good. But those are probably the two ones that I look forward to the most that are more unique to the holidays. Those are the only times that I really eat them for the most part.
Yeah, green bean casserole and stuffing are up there on my list for sure. And Kelly makes this we're gonna get to appetizers, but she makes this like cheesy hot sauce chicken dip that's like insane.
That sounds good.
It
All
is. But you could just like,
Yeah, I bet. Just get after it.
yeah, just destroy it, and then it's
Eat a
not.
whole.
It has like cream cheese, like regular,
Okay.
like shredded cheese, and something like I don't know, and like butter. I don't even know in it. Plus chicken, plus like a gallon of Frank's Red Hot.
That's the good stuff.
It's good. Okay, the next one. Speaking of that,
I think we should probably put this one at the end.
okay, we'll put this one at the end. We'll go to the next one then. Yeah.
4.
Now four.
So number 4 is going to be try to limit yourself to just one serving unless you ate all of your protein, and if you are going to get seconds, you are able to eat more protein. Protein, or at least the protein usually that you'll eat there is not too high in fat for the most part, unless something's added to it. So if you can like increase your protein, you're gonna limit a lot of the sides that are not so good for you.
Yeah, the protein will make you feel full. It'll keep you satiated longer. And what we're kind of getting at here is like, I use this idea all the time, like for clients. You don't want to just get seconds. Like if you can't eat the thing you like the least on your plate, you shouldn't be getting seconds of the thing you like the most. Meaning like if I gave you a choice, turkey or stuffing, and you could only choose one as seconds, you should be hungry enough that you would eat the turkey. Does that make sense?
Yep.
This so is also you'll have turkey and you'll also have carbs.
Yeah. This is also usually a way that I think I got this from Megan, that like you can tell if you're having a craving or if you're actually hungry.
Yeah.
Can you still eat the healthier foods, or do you just want, something that's sweet?
Yeah, like if I gave you a head of broccoli, would you eat it? Or do you just want seconds of stuffing and you're gonna regret it? One of them you're hungry and one of them you're craving more. The next one is if you're a family, like I know that a lot of people aren't getting together with family right now, but we're talking about, or with large groups, but we're talking about for future too. If the dinner is buffet style, like all the food isn't on the table in front of you, sit with your back to the buffet. So don't be looking at the food the whole dinner thinking like, oh, what am I going to get next? And to go with that, if there's something that you know that you have a tendency to have too much of, don't let it end up in front of you on the table if the food is on the table. Like, make sure it ends up at the other end of the table. So take it first, take yours, and then hand it away. Then you need to ask someone to get it for you if you want more. Makes it just a little bit harder to get it.
Nice.
I'm totally one of those people that would just take my fork and just put it right in the stuffing. If it sat in front of me, right? What's the next one?
Next one is drink lots of water. This works really well for me, at least. If I'm always drinking water, it definitely curbs my hunger a bit. Especially if you drink it before you eat, then you're definitely going to be feeling a little more full. If you drink it after too, it'll just kind of, if you feel like you're having a craving, a lot of times it will kind of like curb that craving for you if you have that water after.
A lot of this food is really salty too, which is part of what makes it taste good. But sometimes you're just thirsty, you're not actually hungry. So when you drink water, you'll find that you don't want any more food. And it was really, you're just like looking for something to kind of like fill the void.
Yeah.
Number 7 is minimize appetizers. My family, we're not with my family this year, but my family's big on like a long list of appetizers, and I will just eat them all day long. And then I will go sit down at Thanksgiving dinner and eat like 2 plates full. And it just ends up being way too much food, like way too much food. Not every family is like that. Like didn't make like 10 appetizers, but minimize the quantity of appetizers you eat. And then once again, going back to the foods that are unique to the day, try to do your best to like eat the ones that are unique and don't eat the ones that aren't, right? Like like chips and salsa or guacamole is not unique to Thanksgiving, right? Like you should have 0 of that if that's there, right? If there's like pigs in a blankie or
Bomb.
Like bacon wrapped scallops or like, I don't know, what else is there? Like the list is long.
Yeah.
Like, those are things that that take effort and take time, and that people make them for holidays, right? Have a couple, call it good. Don't eat 12. What's next?
All right. The next one is the first bite tastes the same as the last. So if you do want something that tastes delicious, then try having just a couple bites. You're not going to be able to, you don't like go crazy and eat a whole bunch of whatever you want, like pie or whatever you guys make, but just have a few bites and try to keep it there.
Yeah, I got this one from Coach Preston a long time ago, but this applies really well to dessert. It's like oftentimes you don't need like 2 pieces of pie, but you really want pie because it's like you have pecan pie or pumpkin pie on Thanksgiving. Well, what happens if you just like eat half a slice or take a full slice, cut it in half, give your wife half and you have half? It's gonna probably be plenty, the flavor, to fill that craving and void and feel the nostalgia and all that, like the reason you want it. You don't need to eat tons of it and not, it's not even worth it. Cool.
Yeah. Cool.
Okay, the last one I think is the most important one, and I'm glad you added it to the bottom. The last one is avoid guilt. So do your best. We just gave you a long list of things not to do and to do and blah, blah, blah. If you break any of these rules or you break all of them, number 9 is still the most important, which is this is a single day, a singular day. Even if you have a Thanksgiving Thursday and a Thanksgiving Friday because you got 2 different families or whatever, don't let it ruin the whole month of December. And don't let it ruin your attitude, and don't let it ruin your progress, and don't let it become something more than it is, right? You made a plan, you didn't follow through on the plan, it's over. It literally has no bearing on the remainder of your month, weeks, year, life, right? You eat, there's 365 days in a year, eat 3 meals a day. You're eating over 1,000 meals a year, right? Okay, you screwed up one time. How bad could it really be?
Yeah.
You got
Yeah.
any
It's
input
like,
on that?
yeah. The big thing is just don't like let it snowball into like a week of bad eating or like a month of bad eating or months or whatever. Yeah, if it happens one day, not a big deal. The big deal is if it like carries on and picks up momentum in the wrong way.
Yeah, and this is one of our reasons for trying to convince people to sign up for nutrition coaching before the holidays instead of after. Everyone's like, oh, I want to start in January. Well, that's great and all, but nothing changes when the calendar changes, right?
Yeah.
So if you want to get started and you want some accountability, let us know. But um, the key here is that we want you to treat every interaction with food or with family that has food involved as a new opportunity to be successful, and don't we want you to never let one snowball or determine what happens on the next one. And that's also why we tell people don't undereat the day after to make up for the day that you might have screwed up, right? Just leave it behind you and move on and do what you're supposed to do. It will not matter in the long run.
Yeah. Yeah, for
All
sure.
right. I think we got them all. So, quick refresher, your 9 are: number 1, make breakfast and lunch high in protein and low in carb and fat. Number 2, limit your alcohol and pre-log it if possible. Number 3, understand which foods are unique to the holidays. Number 4, don't eat seconds unless you're willing to eat protein with it, or if you would eat something healthy as seconds, that means you're hungry. Don't just eat junk as seconds. Number 5, sit with your back to the food if possible, or put the thing you like the most furthest away from you on the table. Number 6, drink lots of water. Number 7, minimize your appetizer consumption and try to keep it to things that are unique to that day. Number 8, the first bite tastes the same as the last. And number 9, avoid the guilt. On that note, what's your number 1 Thanksgiving dish, Cody?
Number 1 Thanksgiving dish?
Yeah.
Gosh, can all of them be my
If you want it.
I mean, I kind of eat it all together. I will probably have to go with apple pie.
Whew.
But the one that my mom makes, probably a lot of nostalgia from it, but that's probably the number 1 thing I look forward to.
I think stuffing is my number 1.
Yeah.
There's literally no other day of the year you get stuffing.
Yeah.
Except the days after is leftovers.
I just like to eat all of that stuff all like basically in the same bite every time with and turkey, and it just becomes basically one big pile of mush.
It's so good though.
Yeah, it is. It's really good.
All right, my friends. Well, have a wonderful Thanksgiving. We are thankful for all of you. We're thankful that we know you. We're thankful for your support and all your love. And, hopefully next year we can celebrate together. But for now, be safe and take care of yourselves, and we'll see you soon.
All right. Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving. See ya.
Bye.